Seventh graders, let's go ahead and knock out this homework video. I got 8.3, which I'm going to do all the odd ones, which means you have the even ones. First one says find the area of a trapezoid. We went through this. We know the formula for a trapezoid is going to be A equals 1/2 times B1 plus B2 times H. A lot of times we put this H over here with the 1/2. Really doesn't matter. So over here, we're going to put 1/2 times 6 plus 4, right? And we know 6 plus 4 are the two bases. 6 plus 4 is 10. Half of 10 is going to be 5, right? And then 5 times 3, and I'm just going to go and pop these over here so you can see this. This is going to equal 10. And then half of 10, right? 1/2 times 10 is going to equal 5. And then 5 times 3, that's where we get 15. So the area is 15 square feet. All right, I'm going to do number 3 next. Number 3 says we have a trapezoid with bases of 3.5 and 9.5. So we're going to go ahead and, again, set up our formula. This time we put the H with it. We're going to go and replace B1 and B2 with 9.5 and 3.5. We know 9.5 plus 3.5 make 13. And we know the height with 6. So we're going to place H with 6. I know that, I can take half of 6, right? Half of 6 equals 3. These two here will equal 3. And 3 times 13 is 39. So the area of a trapezoid is 39 square inches. All right, number 4 is for you to do. And now I'm going to go on to the smart board to work the rest of them. All right, here it says explore the diameter and circumference, okay? Estimate the circumference of a circular base of the object. I know the formula for circumference is, circumference equals pi times d, the diameter. So it says the radius is 1.5. I know that the radius is, the diameter formula is equal to 2 radiuses. So that tells me I can take 2 of these, right? 2 times 1.5, or excuse me, 2 times 0.5. And then I'm going to multiply it to, because this is going to equal this. And then I got to multiply that to pi, which is 3.14. So we're looking at 2 times 0.5, that's going to give us 1. And 1 times 3.14, well, that's just 3.14. And since we're talking millimeters, we're going to have to say millimeters. Now remember, the circumference is how far it is around the circle, okay? Around it. So we're not talking about the area, we're talking how far it is all the way around the circle, from one start to the other. And that's a distance. So we will not square our answer. Let's go to number 7 now. It says finding a radius. Find the radius of the button. The radius is half of the diameter. We said that up here diameter equals 2 radiuses, which means the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So this is 5. Remember, we're finding the radius. 5 divided by 2 is going to equal 2.5 centimeters. A person could also write 2 1/2 if they want to. Same thing. All right, let's go to number 9 now. Again, we're finding the radius. This is 28. So this is going to be 28 divided by 2. This is going to be equal to 14. So that's going to be 14 millimeters. And again, this is a distance. The radius is from the center to one end, which is half of my diameter, right? The distance all the way across is my diameter. So all we're finding is halfway across. All right, let's go ahead and go to number 11 now. It says find the diameter. This time they gave us the radius. So if, remember, the diameter formula is 2 radiuses. Radius times 2. So I'm going to take this 0.8, I'm going to multiply it to 2. That's going to give me, I'm thinking 1.6, but it could be 0.16. What's the best way to check? Well, we take 0.8, let's just practice our multiplication, times 2, sorry, I almost did it times 0.8, times 2, we know that's going to be 16, and then we move one decimal over, so we move it over there. This is going to equal to 1.6 feet. Don't forget your unit of measure. Next, you have, let's see, you have 10 and 12. I'm going to do number 13. It says, find the circumference of the object. They gave us a diameter, and the formula is diameter times pi, which means we're going to take 6 and multiply it to 3.14. All right, so I'm going to use my calculator here just to go ahead and quicken up some of my math. When I take 3.14, multiply it to 6, I get 18.84. So this answer has to be 18.84 centimeters. Remember the rule, guys. If this is this diameter, it takes 1, 2, 3.14 diameters to make a circumference. All right, number 15 is next. They gave us 2 for the diameter. So remember, the formula is diameter times pi. This is going to give me 2 times 3.14. That's pretty easy to solve. And that's going to give me 6.28 meters. And I know that because 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. Nothing's carried over. All right, let's look at number 17 next. Find the perimeter of the window. Perimeter means what is the outside, right? So we're looking at this entire area here, which is half of a circle, right? Half the circumference of a circle. So since I know what the diameter is, I can say that diameter times pi is going to give me the circumference, and I need half a circumference. So after I find it, I'm going to divide it by 2. So since I'm dividing this by 2, it means I'm going to divide this by 2. All right, so that means I've got 3 times 3.15, or 14, excuse me. And then I'm going to divide all that by 2. Well, let's use our calculator to solve that. We got 3.14 times 3. That's going to equal 9.42 divided by 2. So let's see. 9.42 divided by 2. And 9.42 divided by 2 is equal to 4.71. 4.71 feet. But remember now, we've got, we found the perimeter of the window, but we also have this bottom part here. So we're going to have to add 3 feet onto that to get the whole window, which is going to make it 7.171 feet. All right, let's look at number 19. Next, it says estimate the radius of the object. Radius means what is it halfway across. The circumference is 8.9. Remember, circumference is equal to diameter times pi. And since we're looking for the radius, we know diameter is 2 radiuses. So I can also say this is equal to circumference is 2 radiuses, right, times pi. So the circumference is 8.9. 2 gets carried down. We know that pi is 3.14. And that just leaves us r left over for our variable to find. I know 2 times 3.14 is 6.28. So So it's going to be 6.28 r equals 8.9. I need to divide 6.28 away from r to get r by itself. And whatever I divide from one side, I divide from another. So what is 8.9 divided by 6.28? 8.9 divided by 6.28 gives us, wow, to say the round the number, estimated. Okay, I'm going to go with maybe 1.4 for radius. And I guess 1.4, I guess I could round this one up to 2 if I even wanted to be a little more closer. It doesn't really say what to round it to, but let's just go with the nearest hundredth, okay? So you can apply that to number 18, round it to the nearest hundredth. All right, let's go to number 20 is yours to do, so that leaves 21 mine. Consider the circles A, B, C, and D, okay? Without calculating which circle has the greatest circumference. Well, I know the bigger the diameter, the bigger the circumference. So this is 8, this is 2, this is 50, and this is 50 just with a radius, which means it's going to be 100 all the way across. But remember, this is 50 inches. This is 2 feet. This is 8 feet, 10 inches. This one definitely is not going to be the biggest, okay? Because 50 is definitely bigger than this. But 50 inches we have to compare to, well, 8 feet. I know that there is 12 inches in a foot, so I can take 50 and divide it by 12 to find out how many feet that would be. So let's do that. Says 50 divided by 12 is going to give me 4.16 repeating. So, and that's in feet, remember. So 8 feet is going to be bigger. Oh, wow, I forgot. This is going to be 100 across, isn't it? So we can double this. Yeah, let's do it the right way. That's 50. This is going to be another 50. So that's 100. And we're dividing 100 by 12. 100 divided by 12 gives us 8.3 repeating. So 8.3 repeating is bigger than 8 foot. So D has to be the biggest one. Without calculating, wow, I calculated, didn't I? Oh, well. I would have to say after seeing this was 100, it was going to be D regardless. But that is my explanation. So let's go to B now. Without calculating which circle has the least circumference. All right, well, that was the biggest one. I know that 12 inches are in a foot, so this is really less than 2 feet, right? Because these aren't even 12 inches. So this has to be the smallest one because this is 2 feet. So I'm going to say that B definitely is my my smallest one because it has the smallest diameter, right? Because this is going to be 20, right? And 10 and 10 is 20. And together, that's not even 24 inches to make 2 feet. So let's see, B, and I'm just going to use smaller letters here, because it has the smallest diameter. All right, let's go to number 23 next. Find the circumference of both circles. This time we're looking for the circumference of the circle, both circles. All right, well, I'm looking at this one first, and I know that the circle inside here has a diameter of 9. So when I use the rules that we have, diameter times pi equals our circumference, this tells me that 9 times pi, 9 times 3.14, will give me my answer. So let's 9 times 3.14. 9 times 3.14 That's going to give us 28.26. And that would be feet. All right, now we have to figure out this one here. You might be thinking this is impossible because they gave us 2.5 here. But if this is 2.5, then this is 2.5. And if that's 2.5, then this is 2.5. I know 2.5 plus 2.5 equals 5. So now we have to add 5 to 9 to find the diameter. So this is 5 plus 9, that's 14. So now we have 14 times 3.14. And let's see. So I can erase this one here, and we can put the first answer says both circles. The first one, the smaller one, was 28.26 feet. The second one is going to be 14 times 3.14. That's going to equal 43.96. 43.96. That's also in feet. That's really close to 44 feet. The exact number will be 43.96, but I mean really close to 44 feet there. Let's go to number 25 now. A satellite is in the approximate circular orbit 36,000 kilometers from the Earth. So let's just say this is the Earth. The satellite's here. They're saying it exists from here to here, 36,000. kilometers, all right? The radius of Earth is about 6,400 kilometers. So let's just say this is Earth here, and they're saying the radius, which is only half, that's going to be 6,400. All right, so what is the circumference of the satellite? Well, if I look at Earth as the center, right, and I realize the satellite orbits around the Earth, right, in a big circle. This is an ugly circle I'm making here. But this is supposed to represent the middle. So if I take half of the radius, or if I take the radius of Earth, add it to the distance that the satellite's away from Earth, and then multiply it by 2, that would give me my diameter, right? Yeah, let me try to make just a little bit better representation here using these shapes. There we go. So let's say this is Earth, right? That's the center of the Earth. And we're going to say this is where the satellite orbits around the Earth. All right, and we're going to put it straight around the Earth here. All right. So what they're saying in here is from this point to here is 6,400. Because that's the radius, halfway across. Then they're saying from here, from this point to here, I guess you could draw it even like that. That's going to be, and I want to make it like that just to kind of show you guys that I'm not talking about from the center of the Earth all the way, but from here to here, right? This is going to be another 36,000. And if we add these two together and then we multiply it by 2, right, we're going to get what it is all the way across. And that matches the diameter. So let's go ahead and do the math here. We're going to take 36,000 We're going to add it to 6,400. That's going to give us a 0, a 0, a 4, a 2, and then a 4 again. And now we got to multiply this times 2. That's going to give us a 0, an 8, a 4, and another 8. So this is 84,800, right? All the way across from here. And the rule is we have to take the diameter and multiply it to pi to get our answer. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take 84,800, and we're going to multiply that to 3.14, and that gives us, wow, 266,000. Let's see here, 272 kilometers. All right, next is number 27. It says a wire is bent to 4 semicircles. How long is the wire? So this wire is bent to 4 semicircles. Looks like it says how long is the wire? Okay. How long is it? Okay. Well, an easy way to do this. All right, since the circumference of each semicircle is about 50.24, remember this is 32 represents the diameter of each one of these. So please don't make the think that's the length of the wire. This is the diameter, okay? And remember, we're taking the diameter and multiplying it to pi to find out the whole circumference of a circle. And then we got to divide that by 2 to find out what half a circle is. So we're really taking 32, right? Dividing it by 2 and then multiplying it to 3.14. Well, we know half of 32 is 16. So this is 16 times 3.14. And yes, that does equal about 50.24. So we're going to multiply our answer to 4, because there's 4 of them that we've got, and that's going to give us 200.96 centimeters. All right, I've got number 29 to do. What happened to the circumference of a circle when the radius increases by a factor of 6? Well, nice easy answer again. The circumference increases by a factor of 6. See, the original circle with the radius r has a circumference of 2 times pi r. Okay, remember, 2 radiuses equal a diameter. So when the radius increases by a factor of 6, the circumference becomes 6r. And now we have 2 pi times 6r. That's going to give us 12 pi r, which is 6 times 2 pi r, or 6 times the circumference of a circle. All right, number 30 is for you to do. I have number, let's see, 31. Bicycles in the late 1800s look very different from how they look today. They sure do. They have those big old wheels in the front. How many rotations does each tire make after traveling 600 feet? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and work this. All right, the first thing to do is find out what is the circumference of each of these tires. And yes, I had to find the picture that I forgot to add earlier of the tire. So let's deal with the small circle first. It has a radius of 9. So we're going to have to use the formula 2 radiuses times 3.14, which is pi. I'll just put pi over here to start with. That's going to be the small circle. But the large circle has a diameter, so we could put diameter times pi, right? So the radius of the smaller circle is 9, so we're going to put 2 times 9 times 3.14. The diameter is 60, so we're just going to put 60 times 3.14. I'm just going to put a parenthesis around here to make it easier. All these little decimals might confuse people. So 2 times 9 is 18, and 18 times 3.14. Let's see, 18 times 3.14. That gives us 56.52. And remember, this is inches, right? All right, now over here we have 60 times 3.14. That's going to give us 188.4. inches. Here's one of the issues we have. They're talking about how far it travels 600 feet. So now I have to turn, it says how many rotations it takes. Remember, a circumference gives us 1 rotation. This is in inches. We have to translate this to feet now. So I'm going to take the big tire first, since I already have it here, and divide it by 12, because 12 inches make a foot. And that means every time this big one goes around, it's traveling 15.7 feet. So since I'm trying to find out how many are 600 feet, I'm going to have to take 600 and divide it by, I have to take 600 and divide it by 15.7 to find out how many rotations it would be. So let's do that. We've got 600 divided by 15.7. That's going to give us about 32 feet, right? 32 feet. So let's round to the nearest whole number. Let's make sure that is going to round to 32 feet. Yes, because that's smaller than 5. 32 feet for the big one. All right, let's try the small one now. Again, we've got to divide this by 12. So we're going to take 56.52 and divide it by 12. This gives us 4.71. Now we're going to take 600 and divide it by 4.71 to find out how many times the small circle is rotated. 600 divided by 4.71 equals, well, that's about 127. So my answer would be small one, small tire is going to be about 127 feet. And the big tire going to rotate, oh, I'm sorry, 127 times. Shouldn't say feet, times. That's how many times it's going to rotate. And the big tire is going to be about 32 times. And I have to apologize. I went to double check my math, and I seen that 600 divided by 15.7 is actually 38, about 38. I don't know where I got 32 from. I thought that was a weird amount, and I'm glad I double checked it. So that's going to be 38 times. not 32. Let's just triple check it just to make sure I don't slip up anymore. 600 divided by 15.7. Yep, 30, okay. 38.2. I was probably looking at that too, getting the wrong thing. Said, would you rather ride a bicycle made with 2 large wheels or 2 small wheels? Wow. Let's contemplate that for a minute. Well, once again, think about it. Every time you pedal the small one, you're going to have to pedal a lot more. So I would say a bicycle with large wheels would allow you to travel farther with each rotation of the pedal cycle. With large wheels, would allow you to travel farther with each rotation of the pedal. So yeah, large wheels would be better. Number 32 is yours to do. So I'm done for the night. See you in class for grading and have a good